All right, everybody, we are in Fort Wayne, Indiana, right out back of Pieres Entertainment Center with the guys from Red Sun Rising. Guys, thanks for taking time today. I'm super excited about this. So, yeah, definitely. We were just talking. It's been, about 2 years since you guys have been here at Pieres?
Yeah.
It was an acoustic set last time. Tell me about that.
We were getting the band together to come down here, actually, and I forget there was an emergency with the bass player, and he couldn't make the show, and we decided instead of just not showing up or canceling, we would just give him a show another way. So
nice.
The three of us did it acoustically, Mike, Tyler, and I.
It was with actually a local band from here, which is called Kill the Rabbit.
Oh, I know them,
so
yeah.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
They fed us that night, which is
really nice.
Some fine homemade Mexican cuisine. It was
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Those guys are good. I can't remember what show it was I saw them on, but I saw them here like a year ago.
Yeah.
So, not bad. You guys are pretty good.
Yeah. Cool dudes.
So, you guys are out on the road right now with Pop Evil.
Yeah.
They're out there getting ready to release their next album in 2 days. Tell me a little bit about how this tour has been treating you compared to other tours. I know you guys toured with them last year, I think, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, for me, I think, actually for all of us probably, it's cool because we already knew both the band and the crew from the previous tour, and it was kind of like a reunion in a way.
Right.
Which has been really cool.
Yeah, we all get along really well, and obviously the difference is this time we didn't even record. We haven't even had the album recorded yet last time, and now the single we just as of today 9 on Billboard, which we're really excited about.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's cool because there's people here to see us too, and they know the songs, and it's a completely different vibe. It's great.
Right. The album's out now. Came out about a week and a half ago on the 7th, I think.
August 7th. Right.
Polyester Zeal, kick-ass title for an album too, by the way. Where does that album title come from? Is there anything special behind that?
It was a song we had called Polyester Zeal, which is actually ironically not on the record, but the lyrics of the song was dress these wounds in polyester zeal, like cheap ambition. Like we were kind of replacing what it was we were really looking for with that, was kind of the meaning of the tune. But we called the album Polyester Zeal because we finally got what we wanted. We finally got to get to a place where we could do this for a living, and we just thought it was a fitting title.
Nice. There's a lot of songs that really stand out to me on the album. Bliss is one of them. Emotionless. Do either of those songs come from something personal that maybe happened that inspired it? Or I know Emotionless, I've read, came from a dream you had.
That one was kind of the most strange out of the blue one because it was a dream. Bliss was kind of when we were writing those lyrics, it was kind of a reflection because we wrote those lyrics.
Bliss or Blister?
Bliss.
Oh, Bliss. Yeah.
It was kind of a reflection on our lives, really.
Okay.
And then that one's more about awakening amongst basically looking for your dreams and chasing them down. Really, it's like there's a common theme amongst the whole record. I think is owning the moment and making the most of your life and not taking advantage of the time we have here on Earth, and that's a song that kind of follows suit with that.
Okay. Yeah, I actually too. I had a day I remember working on that song where I think because we were kind of we've been doing this for years, so we're still kind of at that point where we were pushing, and I kind of felt like I was at a stalemate, and I realized that a lot of the things I was doing to occupy my time and take my mind off of the struggle was just pure ignorance is what the song is. My bliss is pure ignorance. It's just things to bide the time, and I think that frustrated me even more, that I became a little complacent, and I think that's when we really started working hard. But that's where that song comes from, I think, is we were all just ready to move forward. We knew what we wanted. We had to go for it.
Or just listening to it at the beginning of it makes me feel like I need to be going like on a quest or something, listening to that song, and then it just kicks in and kicks your ass as soon as you get into the rock part of it.
We definitely heard the medieval kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, we thought it was cool that, and I remember when we were first recording it, Bob Marlette, the producer, he was kind of like, "Are you sure about this? It's kind of very like medieval dancing." We're like, "Yeah, man, it's whatever."
There's so many different sounds on the album. I mean, you guys switch it up. There's really no two songs that sound really too similar to each other.
That's a huge compliment. So
that's kind of how this band's always operated, though. And at first, it was kind of our downfall as far as trying to get a record contract or anything like that, because it was like, what are you? How do we market you? And we were like, we don't want to change this about us, what we like, and it worked out. So
I feel like genres are like one of the more like harmful terms when it comes to bands, because you know, especially this album, there's bands like Otherwise, bands just no two songs sound the same, and people want to like put them into a box and label them. It's like, are you rock? Are you grunge? Are you punk? Are you hardcore? It's just rock, you know?
Or it's just music.
Yeah. But what was it like working with Bob Marlette? You mentioned that a little bit ago. That dude's worked with like everybody, it seems like. How did working with him really contribute to the final product of the album and help the final product?
Anybody?
Bob's ear for melody, I thought, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He taught us all, I think. You know, he taught me a lot about song structure, and I watched the way that he would craft ideas together, or even the way that he would hear an idea in his head, but it wouldn't be fully formulated, so the way that he would express it to get you to understand what it was that he wanted, so you would be like, oh, I understand it, and his communication skills were very good. He made a really comfortable environment for us.
And to go along with his communication skills, the cool thing about Bob is he let you really explore the songwriting yourself. The reason why he's so good is he knew when to stop you.
Okay.
Like if you're going off on a tangent and you're going down this creative path, first of all, he would set the mood to be able to do that anyway. He was very chill, and he'd set the vibe out to be creative, and he'd let your mind wander in a certain direction, but he knew when to say, that's it, don't go any further. And that's why he's a great producer.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys have been around, I think, for what, about 3 or 4 years now, formed in 2012? Officially, kind of? Is that right?
Officially.
I think on the national scene, touring is probably it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've much longer than that
Right.
otherwise, though.
I can imagine it had to have been a lot longer than that. You guys really got together. But man, the last 3 years have been just ridiculously busy for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, can you kind of sum up what it's been like these last few years, and then to finally have Polyester Zeal out in 2015?
I think there was a point where we were like, we knew, obviously, we had been doing, we were gonna do music no matter what, right? We were gonna wake up and do it no matter what. But we were like, how do we make it so that we can do this for a living? And so we actually just sat down like 2 months in a row. We'd get up at 7 in the morning, especially he and I, and we're like, we're booking our own tour. We're getting our own merch. We're getting everything together, and we went running like 2 years ago. And once we started doing that and people started taking notice, this roller coaster kind of started where, you know, things were just progressing.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a whirlwind, probably the last 10 months have been whirlwind.
Yeah.
I mean, since November of last year when we first did the Pop Evo tour, we weren't even signed yet. We had just done the management deal, and of course we have the same management as Pop Evo, and they were like, let's get them on the road. So we got on the road instantly. We had no music because they were like, well, we're gonna redo this, and you have all this independent stuff, but you know, let's keep that back for now. Let's just get out and play, and start creating a buzz about you guys that's a step forward. And so it was kind of like starting fresh in a way, but then, you know, we went out to Los Angeles right after that, we recorded for 3 months, and went right out with Seether, and right out with Nothing More, right out with Pop Evo again, and it's like, it's been non-stop.
I remember seeing you guys back in, I think it was May, down in Indy, the Egyptian Room, on the Seether and Tremonti tour.
Yeah.
So I think this is my 3rd time seeing you guys, and the album's just now out, and so now I'm extremely excited because, you know, like you said, now there's music. But I mean, when you guys are touring in the very beginning stages, and like you said, you're not even, the deal hasn't been announced, you're not signed, but you're out, you're supporting all these bands. How hard is it really in that situation to get over with the fans and really start a show off when people are, you know, virtually not much of an idea of who you are?
Just woke up.
It's like usually the least quiet person.
It's not true at all.
Today we haven't heard much from you. So.
Yeah, man. I'm actually the newest addition to the band, so a lot of things.
Okay.
From outside people, but known the guys for years now.
Nice.
I guess you know, I hopped on with these guys probably about 2 months ago. We went out with Nothing More, and I guess the hardest thing with, you know, not having an album, not having a lot of that stuff was just, you know, making sure we put on a show that people are going to remember, because we don't have that physical piece of, you know, a CD or anything like that for people to take home. You really have to leave our mark on the stage, and that's, you know, it's just a little more challenging.
Right, but you guys
I would agree
definitely made a mark, because I remember I didn't even realize you were playing the Seether show. I walked in, I'm like, all right, who's opening this show? And I saw it with you guys. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Right on.
My friends are with me. He's like, who's this Red Sun Rising? I'm like, just watch.
Right on.
And so, yeah, my friend that's with me today, she's like, oh, they're opening? Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait. I was like,
Nice.
it's going to be good.
Good.
But I imagine it makes it just that much more rewarding and validating when you finally have that music out. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
out for about a
Yeah,
week and a
right.
half now. Fans have had a chance. I mean, obviously people know Other Side, know songs like that, but now they've had a chance to hear everything.
You
Right.
So,
talk about validation too, man.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to score a top 10 on
Yeah.
the first single that we released. Like
Right.
That
That
feels
almost-
amazing.
and that's rare. I mean, especially in this day and age where, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of rock radio out there anymore.
Right.
A lot of it's Sirius XM, Octane stations
They've been
like
great
that.
to
I
us.
was going to say, as a new and upcoming band, how important is it to have something like Octane out there, a program that's playing a lot of new rock?
I think it's amazing. I mean, even for not only us, but a lot of bands that we've toured with that aren't on labels yet, that they're starting to get airplay, and I think
Right.
that's why they're so cool. They're always on the hunt for something new and cutting edge, and it doesn't. You don't have to be a huge band to get played on there, which is the best thing
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
I gotta tell you too, I actually didn't listen to Octane until we were on it, right?
Okay, right.
And I started listening, and then what I noticed was all the bands that we were doing tours with, festivals with, all of our buddies, even the unsigned, were on this station, and now I don't turn it off because
Right.
not only am I rooting for them, but it's they just it's support. It's literally they're giving bands a chance.
It made that scene smaller.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys really deserve it too. Some of
Yeah.
the best bands I've ever had the pleasure of hitting the stage with are out there independently doing
Yeah.
what we used to do.
Yeah.
And they're on Octane. So
Letters from the Fire, you guys played with them on
Letters
that
from the
last
Fire.
tour. Was
Great
another one
friends
of
of
those
ours.
guys.
yeah, to Whom It May,
To Whom
they
It
used to
May.
the radio.
Yeah. Yeah, Like a Storm's another one. The
Yeah.
debut just
Yeah.
came out, but Octane's been playing with them for like a year and a half
Right,
now.
yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but I guess to wrap it up, I mean, listening to this album, to me, when I hear it, it reminds me of something that's like Alice in Chains meets Queen meets Tribal meets
I like
something
that.
from like the
Wow,
Old
yeah.
West almost.
Cool,
It's,
dude.
Awesome.
it's just there's so many different sounds. It's so diverse. It's so good. So it's good to finally see something out there.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to seeing the show tonight, guys. Thank you for taking time to talk to me.
Hey,
Heck
for
yeah,
taking
man.
time to talk to us.
Great
So yeah,
questions, man.
definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
So everyone out there, new album's out now through Razor and
Thank you.
Razor and Tie Records. Go out there, check it out, buy it,
Friends.
listen to the music, and support it, guys.
Cool.